I'm Abhishek Aggrawal. I'm Chief Business Officer for Birla Fertility and IVF. Infertility is a large, almost a pandemic in the country today and rather globally. In fact, as per WHO, infertility is the third largest disease burden globally and the most untreated disease globally. That's how large the burden is. Even in India, 1 out of 6 married couples today face some sort of infertility problem and cannot have children without an intervention. That's how the burden is. When we look at numbers, it's estimated that about 2.8 to 3 crore couples in India today are suffering from infertility, and only about 1% of these people actually come forward for treatment every year. So while the burden is very high, not many people come forward. They suffer privately. They look at non-scientific ways of treatment, sometimes even cling to hope to take their family forward, and do not get the right treatment at time. The other part of burden is not just numbers. Infertility is a mental and a social burden also for the person who goes through it. And we all know that in India, how being infertile is looked upon, both for a female and a male. It's a stigma today and a taboo today, and hence anybody suffering from this doesn't feel open about it, doesn't want to talk about it or even discuss to find solutions about it. That's how large the burden is the third A, as I call it, which is affordability. In India, about 50% of people would be earning less than 4 lakh rupees a year of household income, and by and large about 10-12% would be earning more than a lakh per month, sort of a household income. The middle India is where, if you think about their household income and the cost of IVF treatment or infertility treatment, it is an expensive treatment for them. On an average, a patient knows when they embark on this journey that they need to go at least provision for 2 cycles of IVF, because not everyone will be successful in the first time. And at the prices that we see in the market today, it means about 4 to 5 lakh rupees of which is not easy money for everyone. Hence, taking the cost down of fertility treatment for a couple is what is needed if we want the treatment to be available to larger masses of the Bharat. Also, insurance and coverage through insurance will help reduce the affordability burden in the country around this problem. So the challenges in infertility in India or even globally are multifold. The first one that I think is the biggest one that we have to fight for or fight against is building awareness around infertility and accepting infertility and normalizing the conversation. As I was saying, that only 1% of people come forward for treatment of infertility. Primarily, the reason is a lot of people lose time and don't even want to accept that there might be some problem. So they do not even, many of them are not even clinically diagnosed. They will talk to friends and family. They will find alternate ways, therapies, treatments, even rely on faith to make their family, but not actually go for the right clinical and scientific treatment available. Impactful advances that have come in recently, or I believe are about to become reality in some time, will be use of artificial intelligence during the clinical treatment journey of a patient. And now it's very interesting of how this can be used. Today, the success for a particular couple depends upon Have I selected the right sperm? Have I selected the right quality of egg out of so many eggs for the mother? And have I selected the right embryo to be implanted back into the mother's womb out of the many embryos that are formed? Now, all of this is dependent on skill of the embryologist, experience of the embryologist, which is prone to some judgment error at some point of time. Now, imagine if artificial intelligence can help supplement an embryologist in their decision making when they are taking that decision for a patient. It will help them reduce errors and actually improve outcome rates for a patient. What this will mean is success rates will go up, and that's large impact, I believe. The Surrogacy Act and the ART Act are a very welcome step. They will overall help the patient in terms of availing better quality of treatment. What the Act has done is it's specified minimum staff requirement, minimum infrastructure requirement, and also clinical guidelines on how ART treatment and patient protocols have to function. This will eventually impact the treatment that the patients get, and the quality standards will go up. Number two, they have also via Surrogacy and ART Act, it bans commercial surrogacy, and it bans any commercial dealing on donor oocytes and sperm. It also is a welcome change societally by allowing only one-time donation of egg or sperm by a donor. So overall, this is gonna protect patient rights, build more transparency, and help them get better treatment. What we want to do is, in the next 3 to 4 years, build a network in the top 70-80 cities in India, and build a network of about 100 clinics to be able to take the treatment all over the country, be it a tier 1, tier 2 or tier 3 town. That's the aspiration.